Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Ketubot page 24, which discusses the modern day issue of what's called the prisoner's dilemma, in which they have a paradox that they're both in secluded rooms, and based on the testimony of what they say, whether they confess or for their friend, they will end up getting lighter sentences. And this is discussed at great length in microeconomics for an oligopoly. If you have two businesses, that they really could be almost working together and causing that the prices, for example, of gasoline, will be able to remain a certain price in order that they'll both be profitable. But instead of doing that, perhaps they could end up keep lowering their prices and no one makes a profit. So in this, the Talmud discusses this concept, which is, are we chayesh legomlin? Now, someone who's a Guymail is usually a good thing. Someone who's a Guymail chesed, someone who does kindness for another person. But in this context, it's doing something for someone because you know that they're going to do something back for you. Now, for example, when it talked about two women who were held in captivity, we established that if each one testifies for each other and says, I know for a fact that my friend was not defiled, then each one is believed on behalf of their friend. Now, everyone holds in that situation. We're not chayesh legomlin, because one could maybe think that they specifically went to each other. They went and said, please, you cover for me and I'll cover for you. In this situation, we do not do this, especially because when it comes to women who are in captivity, the sages are especially lenient to make sure that they are able to marry whomever they wish, and therefore that's the reason why perhaps we're not concerned of this. However, the Talmud discusses an interesting scenario where you have two merchants and they travel from one city to the next, and for whatever reason, one person says, oh, my product, my grain, it's new, which was of inferior quality. His, it's much better. It's old. Mine is not fixed. It's not so well complete. It's not completely processed. His is much better. Now on this, it's kind of unusual. Why would someone be coming into a store and coming into a city and trying to sell and make a living and start speaking negatively about his own product? So for that, the Talmud says it must be that they have this kind of arrangement from one city to the next. I'll speak badly about my products here. This way everyone's going to think that you're amazing. Like, wow, this guy must be really honest. I'm going to go to that other vendor. And then the next city, he'll do the exact same thing. And this way we'll both profit. And because of that, we actually have that concern, which is very fascinating, again, that we find here in the Talmud thousands of years ago, similar to this similar psychological discussion, whether or not we have this issue and concern that I will do something for you, and I'll even cover up for you, I'll lie for you, provided that you do the same for me.